we did find that there was a statistical association between states that had stricter gun control measures and states that had lower rates of death by gun. Now, I just want to qualify and say there may be other factors. It's a simple correlation analysis, but our analysis found a pretty strong correlation, and it seems just common sense and intuitive to me, as I'm sure it seems to President Obama, that states that have stricter gun control have lower rates of murder at the hands of a gun.
One of the ironies of this is that Oregon has recently passed legislation trying to tighten up gun control. So, but I guess there'd be a lag in bringing in restrictions and seeing a decline in violence.
One, it's pretty easy to get a gun across a state border. Even if Oregon tries to crack down and does so, people take planes over far distances and they're really cheap. You can get a gun and cause a lot of damage. The second thing that's quite striking to me, if you look at these mass shootings, which is truly terrifying, gun violence may be a terrible scourge in urban areas, and there may be a lot of gang violence, but mass shootings seem to be appearing in the most suburbiest, American dream kinds of places. And I think that's something, if you can't go to college or university and be safe, you can't go to a movie theater and be safe, if you can't commute your car to work and be safe, I mean, you're not safe anywhere. And the wake-up call is long overdue, and it's time for America to come to grips with this.
Have you any idea why this is happening?
There's far too much access to guns, and America has to do what Australia did, what the United Kingdom did.
I get that, but beyond that, I mean, I take the point you've been just talking about, availability of guns, but I mean, there's something very odd in society when
what we see here is angry young men who feel that they have not gotten their due. The economy's rigged against them. People are rigged against them. Nobody pays attention to me. And it's a deep-seated anger, I think, which is part and parcel of the economic and social trauma of living in this age of tremendous economic and social disruption. And these folks now believe, I think, that they can make a statement, become a celebrity. It's this confluence of anger and celebrity culture. What's so interesting to me is this happens more in homogeneous, white, affluent areas. And I think that's because these folks in this area, these shooters, just feel like, something's wrong, either with them or with others. They feel isolated, alienated, troubled. And that, to me, is quite a different take. I don't see a lot of research and writing on it. Most of the research and writing talks about crime in urban areas. But I think this mass shooting thing is something quite different. But bottom line, we all agree. No matter how many crazy, anxious, alienated people you have growing up in problematic places, if they don't have access to a gun, they won't kill people.
No, sure. But I mean, one of the striking things is countries like Switzerland, where virtually every house does have a gun and ammunition for the National Reserve military, and very little gun crime. And it is puzzling as to why that huge gulf in cultural practice exists.
In the European societies I know of, where there are guns are controlled more, even if a household has them. They have to be in lock and cover. They have to be in safe storage. You can't walk around with a gun, on the seat of your car or in a holster on your belt or, in your pocket. So I think there are even measures one can do to ensure that where guns are, they're safely tucked away. Whereas in the United States, cowboy culture, everyone's riding around with a gun, on their dashboard or in the pockets of their pants.